Hello, first graders. This week's Read Aloud selection is called Pieces of the Past because, again, we are studying the past, the present, and the future and how they can all connect. And I'd like you to think, if you could send a message to people in the future, what would you tell them? Turn and tell somebody, if you can, what your message would say. And if there's no one available to turn and talk to right now, just go ahead and think it in your mind, or you can tell your favorite stuffed animal or toy that's nearby. What would you tell them? And if I get confused while I'm reading something, if I come across a word that I'm not quite sure, I could look it up in can you think of it? Dictionary. A dictionary like this one, like they used to use in the olden days. Or you're probably thinking, hey, Mrs. Draper, you could just use Google. Why don't you just ask Google? Well, I could. So one of the words in our selection today, if I wasn't quite sure what it meant, I could say, hey, Google, what does earphones mean? But I think you might already know that one. So our selection today is called Pieces of the Past. And you can just go ahead and close your eyes and listen, or you can try and read along with me. Pieces of the past. Pretend you are writing a letter to people in the future. These are people who live a long time in the future, years and years. What kinds of things would you want to tell them? Would you tell them about the food you eat or the books you read? Maybe you will tell them about the music you like to listen to or the clothes you wear. Or you could give these things to people in the future. How can you do this? By making a time capsule. A time capsule is a special container. To make a time capsule, people choose things that show what life is like for them. They put these things in a container. The container could be an empty coffee tin, or it could be a plastic or metal box. The box is locked up tight. Then it is put away in a safe place. Sometimes it is buried underground. After some time has passed, the box can be opened. Time capsules can hold many different things. In 1938, people in New York created a time capsule. People put many things inside it. There was a toothbrush, a baseball, toy blocks, seeds, a dictionary, and photographs. There was also a letter to the people who will open the time capsule in the future. Then the time capsule was buried deep underground. It will stay buried for 5,000 years. Can you imagine who might find it? Sometimes people forget about their time capsules. In 1914, some people made a time capsule. They wanted it to stay closed for 60 years. They wanted it to be opened in 1974, but the time capsule was lost. No one knew where it was. It could not be found, so it could not be opened. Finally, the time capsule was found. It was opened in 2014. There were many interesting papers inside it. They told what life was like in 1914. The people who opened it wanted to put more things in it. Then they wanted to close it again. Some children picked things to put in the time capsule. They wanted to show things from life today. They put in earphones and books. They put in a subway pass and even paper coffee cups. This time capsule will be opened again in 100 years. Not all time capsules have to be buried underground. You do not even have to wait a long time to open them. You can make your own time capsule. Here is how. Find a box or other container. Make sure it will last for a while. Write your name and the date on it. Then write when you want it to be opened. You can even decorate it. Find a place to keep your time capsule. Make sure the place is dry so the time capsule will not get wet. Make sure your time capsule will fit in the space. Choose some things that show who you are. They can be anything you want. Just make sure they will fit inside your time capsule. You might choose toys or your favorite book. You can also add photos. You might even add a recipe for one of your favorite foods. Write a letter. Address it to whoever will find your time capsule. You could write the letter to a stranger, or you could write the letter to yourself. Tell who you are. Tell what you like to do. Maybe even tell things you think might happen in the future. Who knows? You might be right. Do you think it was interesting for people in 2014 to open the time capsule from 1914? Why or why not? Let me know what you think.